Yep, I can picture it. You get your 8-week-old puppy home and it's pure chaos with potty accidents everywhere. You download my free new puppy starter kit and soon you're on the right track. Days and weeks are going by without a single accident. Smooth sailing, right? Until it happens. An accident, or two, or more. What happened to the pup who was going potty outside? Why does my puppy have potty training regression, you might be asking? Don't fret, I'm here for you. I've got some good ideas on what might be going on and how you can get back on track. Michelle here with How to Train a Dream Dog. Now, potty training isn't the only thing we talk about here at How to Train a Dream Dog. We've got videos for miles on topics you didn't even know you needed. So subscribe to the channel and you'll be in good hands. Okay, before we really get to the good stuff, I want to make sure you've got my best resource on this topic. That new puppy starter kit I was talking about. This digital kit is great if you have a young puppy and he or she is new to your home. It can get you started off on the right paw with potty training. And if you haven't grabbed access to it yet and you have a young puppy, that's your first assignment. The link is in the description below. Do it now. I'll wait. But if you're tuning into this video, you're probably past that really young puppy stage. Maybe you've had some weeks of really good progress with potty training, and now you've got to figure out what to change. Let's talk about some ideas on what could be going on. Now, I want you to ask yourself a series of questions that might help you figure this all out. We call this becoming a puppy detective, and it's a great skill to use for all kinds of puppy behaviors. Here we go. All right, the first question I want you to ask yourself is this really regression? So depending on the age, it could just be part of the ebb and flow of potty training. Potty training is not linear. Think of it like a sign at the workplace that says X number of days since the last accident. Sure, you might have setbacks once in a while, but if you repeatedly only get to 1 or 2 days without an accident, it's time to do something different. But an accident every once in a while doesn't necessarily mean an unsafe workplace. So just remember to look at the trend line, not the daily progress. Now, the other thing about potty training is that it takes time and consistency. You need to repeat those same behaviors over and over again for your puppy to get the message about this concept. And you need time for that puppy brain and bladder to mature. Now, most puppies are potty trained by about 6 months of age. So if you're seeing some accidents prior to this point, this is probably pretty normal, but keep listening just in case it isn't. I'm going to give you some tips at the end on how to watch for medical conditions. Now, the next question I want you to ask yourself is this something new going on with my dog? Dogs are really good at hiding their pain, and humans don't always recognize it in the way that the dogs display it. So your pup might have growing pains in his joints. He might be taking more naps because of a growth spurt, or he might be teething and have sore gums. All of this could contribute to a dog who isn't paying very close attention to his body's potty signals, and he might miss the window to notify you that he needs to go out. Now remember that going to the bathroom outside is what the human wants. Dogs don't really care. They figure out that they get good things when they do it, and they do it often enough, it then becomes a habit. So keep that in mind when you're training. You have to ask yourself, have I done enough to convince my puppy that outside is the best place for potty breaks? Now here's another fun fact. Going to the bathroom itself is rewarding to the dog. That means he or she feels relief when they empty their bladder, just like humans. So even if the dog goes to the bathroom in the house, they feel good when they do it. And when they feel good when they do it, they're more likely to do it more. That's what I mean when I say that it's the human's job to get that pupper outside and reward him for an outside potty break. Okay, next question to evaluate. Is something new going on with my dog's environment? Do you have a house guest staying for a while? Maybe some furniture change? I recently had a question from one of my students at the pro level of the course. She was telling me that her dog had been doing so well, but now, out of nowhere, there's been a lot of potty accidents. I had remembered she had recently been inquiring about my video on what to do if you're moving and have a dog. So I asked if she had moved yet. She said she had not, and then that gave me a big clue. She remarked how the moving process was taking forever and she was tired of living with all the boxes everywhere. Wait, what did you say? Boxes everywhere? that could actually be the reason. Now, if the human is tired of this chaos, you can imagine how the dog must feel. The dog can't understand it like the human can, so he's probably even more agitated. A big change, or even sometimes a small change, in the dog's environment could lead to potty accidents. Don't worry, we're going to talk about what to do about it in just a minute. We need to get through this detective stuff first. Okay, another question to ask yourself. Is the weather making it less comfortable for my dog to go outside? This is Lincoln. He's a world-class snuggler, but also a big fraidy cat. Don't worry, Link, I still love you. Just like my Great Dane Harper, he is not a fan of the rain or the wind. So when a storm is coming through, his human Allison knows that he is just not going out. Even though he has a covered potty spot right next to the door, he's still saying, "No way, Jose." Allison has now become a weather aficionado, scanning the radar for upcoming storms and timing Lincoln's potty breaks around inclement weather. It's a good thing she lives in Arizona, where rain and wind are pretty uncommon. Lincoln, you would not do well in my area. This can happen with snow or even high temperatures. For more ideas on how to acclimate your puppy to changing weather, check out this video. Now, the most important thing you can do to prepare your pup for a lifetime of weather is to desensitize it for him. So this means helping him feel comfortable out there in the rain or the wind or the snow. And yes, dogs can even go potty outside when it's really hot. Just make it quick and make sure they don't have to walk across a hot surface to get to the potty spot. And if weather isn't an issue, ask yourself a similar question. Has something else changed in the potty area that makes it uncomfortable for my dog to go out there? You've probably heard me recommend that you should go outside with your dog for all potty breaks. Yes, even when he's no longer a puppy. And similarly, we don't recommend leaving your dog outside without you. The dog could have a scary experience that you have no knowledge of. Now, it could be a plane flying over, sirens going down the street, a dog on the other side of the fence, a wild animal on the fence, or just any number of other scenarios. If these are frightening for your dog, he may be averse to going outside. You're going to need to work on counter conditioning to make outside comfortable for him again. Now, if you don't go outside with him, you might have no idea what happened and how to help him form a positive opinion about the scary thing. Now, the other thing to think about is if something has changed that you can't see. So this could be pest control companies that came by and sprayed the lawn, or maybe put some grass fertilizer down. Maybe there's a wildfire nearby that's making outdoors smoky and smells different. All of these could impact your dog's comfort in going outside. All right, next question to examine. Has my dog recently had a major medical experience, like a spay or neuter surgery? Now, these surgeries can really make a dog uncomfortable, and just like when he's teething, he's not thinking of getting to the potty spot in time. He probably just wants to rest. Now, when he comes home from those experiences, it will be up to you to keep a much closer eye on him. It's going to be your job to get him out for those potty breaks before he has an accident. Now, another reason a dog might have a potty training regression is due to a medical issue that might be going on. Medicines can have side effects like drowsiness or maybe foggy brain. Some medicines make dogs very thirsty, and what goes in must come out. I'll tell you more about what you can do in that situation in just a minute. Okay, next question. Has there been any change to my dog's food or the schedule? Okay, you're gonna see changes when a dog's food or schedule change, especially if it's a big shift, like the kids going back to school or a puppy parent starting a new job. Now, even if you've watched this video and you've prepared your household for it ahead of time, it still could be a pretty big shock to your dog's system, and you might see some accidents. So before we talk about medical conditions that could lead to potty accidents, I just want to check to see if you're loving this content. Now, if you are, feel free to give us a thanks. My team and I work really hard to create these videos for you week after week. A little small tip could keep these videos going. All right, let's talk about medical stuff. Now, another really important question to ask is, could it be a urinary tract infection? Now, these infections could mean a lot more bathroom breaks than you're used to, and the puppy isn't always in control of his bladder. Now, here are a few signs to look for. Number 1, phantom urination. He or she is squatting, but nothing's actually coming out. Number 2, whining or straining while urinating. You're gonna notice this in his body language. Number 3, dark colored urine. This can be hard to see on grass, but you might notice it while on a walk, especially if you have a male dog. Number 4, urinating droplets every few minutes. This is an indicator that his body's not giving him a warning that he needs to go out. Number 5, excessively licking his or her private parts. This could mean they are bothering your dog. And number 6, a noticeable change in appetite. Some dogs don't exhibit all of these symptoms, so if you're in doubt, it's always best to just get a checkup with the vet. If you've been keeping a log of normal potty habits, and then you can show how the habits are now so different, this can really help your vet see what could be going on. Keeping a log of eating and drinking habits is also a huge help to them. You know your puppy the best, so you need to be his advocate when it comes to his health. He's depending on you. Now, if you think your dog has a medical condition, your vet might ask you to try and capture some of the urine or a poo sample. So call ahead and talk to the vet and get some good ideas on how to do that. Okay, those are all good questions to ask, but you're probably dying to know what we do about it. Well, the good news is that you've probably got a good memory of what to do, because we really want to apply the same basic potty training principles to potty training regression. Do you remember the 4 fundamentals of potty training? Reward, restrict, clean, and routine. Number 1, reward when the puppy pees or poos in the designated potty spot. Number 2, restrict access in the home to prevent accidents and bad habits from forming, including blocking off spots where frequent accidents happen. Number 3, clean up with an enzymatic cleaner like Nature's Miracle. And number 4, stick to a routine so you know when it's time for another potty break and you can prevent an accident. Of the 4 fundamentals, I think the last one is the most important when we see accidents that haven't happened before. Keeping a log so you know how long your dog can hold it, and watching carefully to be proactive and get him out for the potty breaks is going to be the key to your success. Now, you still need to clean up properly, and if your dog is going in the same spot more than once, pull out that baby gate and block off access. That's a sign that he smells it in the area and he's going to go again if given the opportunity. The good news is that getting back on track with potty training is usually not too hard. And if you're consistent with following those 4 fundamentals, it might only take a few days or a week. Remember, your number 1 goal is to prevent the accident. So that might mean rearranging your schedule or being a little more vigilant for a while. This is going to pay off in the end, and it's worth it. Oh, and that first fundamental about rewarding when he goes, yeah, I'm still doing that. And my dogs are adults. A small piece of kibble for a job well done is how I continually send my dog a message that I like what he's doing. All right, are you ready to get back on track? Do you feel like you can go it alone now? Just keep your patience high and your expectations low, and don't be afraid to get advice from the professionals, like me, or your vet if you're really concerned. In the comments below, tell me, how old is your puppy? And when was the last time he or she had a potty accident?